Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome to my Planet Coaster Spooky Pack review. So when this DLC was announced, it was met with quite a bit of criticism, honestly, and I think mostly because of the price of it. It's $11.99, which, I guess on paper that looks like it might be, kind of pricey, especially since they're last three major updates, the holiday one, the spring update, and summer update were all free. And then I don't know, I guess people think that they should just get everything for free. I thought I would show off most of the things that are included in this pack. So hopefully, if you're watching this, you kind of get a better visual representation of what's in the pack. So I'm going to go over some of the kind of big ticket items, at least in my opinion. First, I'll start over here. So there's some new fences. Just gonna go in the scenery mode. Oh, spooky. There we go. So here's all of our, this is all the new scenery items. It's quite a lot of stuff, if you ask me. But there's some new fences. We have like different. These would be good for like your little cemetery or something. And then we have some like wooden fences, and all of these, with the exception of these two, also have a 4-meter version. So these are the two. So basically, it's just a double length. We also have, there's two new signs, and then there's also two new fonts. So I showed off each font. I really like this one a lot. I think that looks really great. And then, let's see, there's a whole bunch of picture frames. And what's cool about these is they have the billboard functionality. So like you can see this one here, all I did was, I don't know why it says Chief Beef, that's not what's selected. All I did is I found a picture online, and I thought it looked really cool and creepy. And so I used that as an example. The other thing is with the windows, you see there's a whole bunch of new windows. Oh, that's a door. A whole bunch of new kinds of windows, and all of them have the billboard functionality. So I took that same picture that I got off the web and I used it here, and I thought it looked really cool. It's pretty creepy looking. There's some new lit windows. So like if you look at them at nighttime, they're lit up, So like if you're making like a cool haunted house, and it looks like the inside's all lit up nice and bright. There's some of the animatronics, some of the more creepy ones. We have some larvae. They're just, what else can I say except for that they're really creepy. I do like these flapping curtains. Those are pretty great. There's some like spiders over here. So we got a couple that they like jump. This guy just kind of moves around. There's some stationary ones. There's some, you can see here, some cobwebs that I placed. They're just like little individual little cobwebs. Let's see, there's like these kind of square one. There's like good ones for putting like over an arch or a doorway. Could do like, I have this little arch here I made. Kind of flip it around like that. Could even do something like make your guests walk through the cobwebs or something like that. That's really cool and awesome. There's some new, as you can see here, some floor panels, which is, I don't think there's any other kind of floor panels in the game. So these are new. This is like a marble and then a good, really nice wooden one. There's also 4 new wallpapers, which they're kind of hidden. These two are a little bit hidden. But I like this one a lot. I like little ghost faces and little different ghost faces. And then more classic kind of, haunted house wallpapers. We have some pumpkins here, just some regular pumpkins. And then we have jack-o'-lantern variety. I like this guy a lot. He kind of reminds me of Sam, if you know what I'm talking about from Spooky Movie. We have a cool grandfather clock. We have these really awesome books. You can place, the bookshelf is just empty. And then there's stationary books or floating books, these little guys that fly around like birds. There's like little rats that run around. There's this awesome fireplace and like a little, fireplace logs. And then as you see here, some green fire. And one of the things that I'm pretty sure this has been requested by the community for a while now, is the ability to color fire. So of course, Frontier, being as awesome as they are, they added, new fire effects. And there's, large, medium, small. And you can just color them however you want. So you can change the color of the fire itself. So like, make like an orange fire. The smoke could be blue. I don't know why an orange fire would make blue smoke. And then it also has ambient light, so maybe it's red. Probably see a little bit better at night. There you go. You can see it's kind of got a reddish hue around it. Can't really see the smoke as well, but so that's really awesome that you can color fire now. I like these little animatronic skeletons. I just placed all the different ones right here because they're triggerable items and I don't have them set to trigger. They just constantly go off and it just looks really funny. They're all just like, bah, just like wailing around. Except for this guy, he kind of looks like he's doing a little dance. Like he's just swinging his hips. And then also when I saw the screenshot, there was a Scarecrow and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. But it turns out you can actually build your own Scarecrow. They provided all the individual pieces to build your own Scarecrow. So like you have your little, this is called the Scarecrow torso, it's just a little stick. And then you have the option of the overalls, which I use there, or you have the little Scarecrow rags. And then like you have his arms, little hands, they're all individual pieces. I gave him a few weapons. And there's two Scarecrow heads. They're just like kind of your more classic Scarecrow heads, which they look really great. But I went with kind of jack-o'-lantern Scarecrow there. And then I gave him a cool little hat, tipped off to the side a little bit, It's like, yeah, he's going to kill you, but he looks hip doing it. We have the Stair Cases, which are new. And if you're savvy enough with your paths, you could probably make these usable. These are just the same piece. I just kind of added them like that. And then let's see, there's these gargoyles. You have like the ones with wings, one without, and then you have the smaller versions of them. So we have our burial mounds. It's just individual piece you can move around like that. And then a selection of different gravestones. And this one in particular is really cool because this also has a billboard functionality. So again, you can add your own little, made it look like it was writing. That would look cool. Like, but like, you could just add like a little movie. And right now it's Chief Beef. Maybe this is where Chief Beef was buried. So they made his tombstone. I don't know. Let's go back to the just regular gravestone. There we go. We also have these coffins. So we have the vampire coffin. The door opens. No vampire animatronic though. So that's interesting. You have the coffin, but no vampire. But then you have this little coffin here. It's just empty. You could put stuff in it. And then there's two different lids. So you have a plain lid, and then you have this one with the knight, which is cool. And then on this one, I just added this vulture gravestone on top because it looks pretty cool. This is a open grave, so you can, I thought they said this had billboard functionality, but I could be mistaken. But you can definitely, could add like the little skeleton like crawling out of it or something like that. I'm really excited to use these pieces. They're just like, we have the rubble pieces, just a little, pile of rubble. And then we have individual crumbled pieces. And I think that's pretty awesome. So you can make your walls look like they're falling apart. Of course, we have jack-o'-lantern bunting. And then we have some slime. And the cool thing about the slime, these two right here are called Radioactive Slime. And they, as you can see, they glow at night. So it looks really cool. So you can make your guess like have to go through some slime to get into the ride or as they're riding. We have these really awesome archway pieces. Be good for like a ride entrance or an exit. Maybe not this one since it has this piece in the middle, but there's also these vines which look cool. They look like they're, you know, kind of growing up or wrapping around. There's these green vines as well. Kind of reminds me almost like Addams Family. Like, you know, they have all their vines and everything like outside their house. Just looks real creepy. Like, I like these little shadow, what are these called? Shadow guys? Shadow person. So we have like 4 different varieties. Looks really cool. And again, all this, everything that's moving, if you're familiar with Planet Coaster, you already know this, but if it's moving, you can trigger it. So, you know, you can make some pretty complex haunted houses with all this. Over here, we have, oh man, OBS doesn't like this part of my little display I set up. But you can see here, there's some like spiders going down, and those are just a triggerable special effect. I think, is it this? Yeah. So as you can see, zoom in a little bit. So you can see it's just little spiders that come out and they, you know, I just put it inside here and they're crawling down. I added some of the cobwebs there. Then we have like some bat animatronics. This guy's just flapping his wings. I like this little guy. He just pokes his head out, looks around, and goes back into his wings. We have these crows. So if you're making like a little haunted, you know, haunted woods or haunted forest, you know, place them around. It look really cool. The biggest thing that I was surprised to see and can't wait to play around with is this rain. People have wanted like some actual rain and different weather, which we sort of got here. I mean, obviously this is rain, but it's a special effect. So you can kind of place it, you know, different areas if you want to make like the inside of your haunted house like it's raining. And then there's also rain clouds. Hopefully OBS doesn't get too mad at me for adding this here. But as you can see, they're just like little rain clouds. Yeah, OBS does not like these rain clouds at all. The possibilities with that are you could do some really cool things with the rain and the rain clouds. And then there's also the lightning strike, which I just put the little special effect inside here. If I move this out of the way, you should be able to see it. So yeah, right here. So you have the lightning strike, you have a large and a small, and then you also have an impact. So if you trigger them up together, you can make it so that the lightning strikes and then it makes that impact like that. So again, more endless possibilities of things you can do. There's also 3 new rides. So over here we have, this is the Ghost Train. So this is more like your classic kind of haunted house type track ride, I guess you could say. And then the other one is the Tracked Motion Platform. And these are both blueprints that come with the Spooky Pack. So this reminds me more of like the Haunted Mansion in Disney World, where you just kind of go along and the car, you know, turns so you can face the, you know, the scenery that they want you to see. So as you know, you see both of them, it kind of turns so you can see the little cemetery there. Let's check these out. I want to ride them at night. Let's ride this guy. All right, so let's give this guy a ride. Go up. There's also a lot of, there's 7 new spooky songs and then a whole bunch of like ambient sound effects and all kinds of stuff. And whoa, super speed. Ride got kind of crazy. Oh, and then it spins around. Go through the books and everything. Skeletons like, bah! Oh, and we come outside. Oh, it gets spinny and crazy again. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, and we come out to like a cool, I don't know what kind of room this would be called, but a whole lot of crazy stuff going on in here. Oh, it's so spooky. So spooky. Yeah, so that is the Ghost Train. This blueprint is called the Jailer's Den. And then over here, this is our motion track ride. It's called the Witch's Haunt. So let's give this one a ride. Oh, no, I want to be in the first car. There we go. So we come out, it's got the spiders on like the little, you know, on the rocks there. Cool jack-o'-lantern, more spiders. And again, this ride, like the cars, you can, you know, edit it how you want. So as the car's going around, you can make it so that the cars, like you see right here, it's spinning around so that you see the little grave area, cemetery. It comes around, you got like the bats hanging up there, same with their red eyes. Oh, that lightning hit that skeleton and made him come alive. That's awesome. And then you see, this is cool. You have the witch and the witch's brew, and then you see like these trees here. These are all things that have been in the game. They didn't add any new trees or any spooky trees, but these already look spooky, so they fit in nicely with this pack. I'm glad to see that they added them into this blueprint. And then we come back around. So that's the two new, you know, quote-unquote dark rides. And then the last ride is this roller coaster. This is the In Descent. This blueprint's called Spire of Shock. And this is a reverse free fall. So, you know, we're facing forward and it pulls us back. This tunnel is awesome. Sound effects, as always with this game, are amazing. So it launches you backwards, straight up, and then you just free fall back down. It's very cool. I like the sound the tunnel makes as you're going through it. So I wanted to, you know, like I said, I wanted to give sort of a visual representation of everything, or, you know, at least most everything that's included in the pack. Like I said, there's, you know, there's over 200 scenery items, over 100 building pieces. There's 7 new spooky songs. I didn't even show those. Well, you don't show them, but so let's go to like our speaker. Go over somewhere where it's kind of quiet. So like you go in. So we have 7 new songs. This is like Spooky Carnival. Let you listen for a second. This is the Spooky Waltz. You have Planet Spooky. This is actually what I used at the top of my video. The Old Haunt. And then also there's some new ambient sound effects. And some of these are like, there's a big spooky section, but there's some other new ones that are kind of buried within the old sections. Like I'm pretty sure Bat Cave, Scary Cave, you know, Bewitched Forest, Haunted Castle. I'm pretty sure those are all new. I don't know why they're not all under the spooky pack, but like you have a little spooky heartbeat. That's creepy. You have a distant organ. So, I love that. That sounds really cool. So we'll just come back out over here. So yeah, you know, I think with all those, with all the music and ambient sound effects, you know, over 200 pieces, scenery items, over 100 building pieces. Some people think the $11.99 seemed a little pricey, and maybe on paper it looked that way. But in my opinion, it's worth it. You know, everything with Planet Coaster is so modular, and not only can you use this with, you know, making spooky things, but you can use it in conjunction with everything else that's already in the game. And possibilities really are unlimited. So My personal opinion is I recommend it. Check it out and be sure to leave your comments down below. Let me know. Do you think it's too expensive? Did you get it? Let me know what you plan on building with all the new spooky stuff. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing all the, new things that come out in the next few days from this pack. So yeah, like I said, be sure to leave your comments down below. And with that, I'm 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.